Good morning, everybody. What's going on? Today is Friday, November 9th, 2018. My name's Jeremy, and this, oh, is my first cup of coffee. Did what I don't normally do. I put the theanine in there and some CBD because the two bind with caffeine and do some pretty cool stuff. But that's a level of nerdy that we don't get into on this show. My life is pretty nerdy. Today I wanted to talk about Fridays. It's Friday. Friday, right? We 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 live so much for the weekend, right? We look forward. We live for the weekend. I think isn't that a song, Living for the Weekend? But why? What is it about our lives that 5 days a week we wake up dreadful? Why is it that we only have 2 days a week that matter to us? And I think it's because for so many of us, 5 days a week we're doing a job, living a life that we're not happy about, that doesn't resonate for us, that we don't love. Now, most of us that do martial arts because we enjoy martial arts. We love it. It's something that feeds our soul, makes us better. But when it comes to our Monday through Friday, our 9 to 5, whatever those hours are for you, 8 to 4, it's something we do to get through. Well, that's a quarter of your life. I'm not going to spend a quarter of my life doing anything I don't want to do. Yeah, there are elements to what I do with whistlekick that I don't love. But it is the minority. It is the minority of what I spend my time doing. Now, for those of you that watch the show or know me personally, I spent over a year doing some consulting for an area business, helping them out with some things. And when it stopped being fun, I quit. It seemed very abrupt to them. But I spent a month deliberating and I left. Is there a financial impact from that? Absolutely. Is there I'm not going to lose my house or anything, but life's too short to do things that aren't fun. Now, maybe you're in a job that you don't like. How much of your attitude is the problem? How much of the problem is your attitude? There I go. Now, a couple months ago, I did an episode on the show about martial arts as service on Martial Arts Radio. And that's been my biggest transition over the last few weeks now, is to look at the world as an opportunity to serve, to give back. I had a massage last night. Area spa, someone I hadn't had before. And I'm going to be honest, he wasn't that good. I could tell he was nervous. I could tell that he was probably new to giving a massage. But I spent a lot of time, a lot of energy trying to relax, trying to do the little bit that I could to make him more comfortable. Now, there are plenty of people who would look at that situation and say, no, wait a second, Jeremy, you paid for that massage, you gave of your time, the person that you had doing the work should have been much more than competent. They should have been great. Sure. But that wouldn't have changed the situation. They should have been more of what I wanted. But in that moment, it was really clear to me there was no way that I was going to make that massage much better for myself. What could I do? I could criticize his technique. All that was going to do was stressed me out. So I did the one thing I could do, which was try to make it more comfortable for him, to try to be more relaxed, so maybe he felt that he was doing a better job than he was. Maybe that gives him confidence. Maybe that helps him become a better massage therapist. Maybe he had a terrible day and somebody else yelled at him. And maybe I was able to help him make his day better. Back when I was a freshman in college, I suffered the second of 2 bone breaks I've ever had. This tooth right here is a crown. I was a couple weeks into my freshman year. I had joined the karate club, and I was sparring with someone who was a pretty new black belt. At the time, I'd been training for, 14 years. This guy was probably 4 or 5 years in. And we were sparring, and we weren't going hard, and we weren't even going particularly fast. And he threw a roundhouse kick that was just so weird and floppy, I had no idea it was coming. And he hit me square in the face. Broke my tooth, which cut my lip, and I ended up in the emergency room. And I was sitting there on the table, and the doctor working with me was a jerk. He was beyond a jerk. He was just so insensitive, so just mean. And here I am, kid from rural Maine and at a big city in Worcester, Mass, and I'm bleeding and I'm embarrassed and I'm admittedly a bit scared. And so he leaves the room and the nurse is there, and I ask her, I said, why is the doctor being such a jerk to me? Doctor comes back a couple of minutes later and the nurse says to him, Jeremy would like to know why you're being such a jerk. I was horrified. What the hell? What's going on, woman? Why are you throwing me under the bus? And the doctor looks at me and he says, you want to know why I'm being a jerk? I said, yeah. I said, because I lost a 12-year-old girl in surgery a couple hours ago. And that was the last words he said to me, or I said to him. He stitched up my lip, and I went on. I found out later on the news that the girl he had been sewing up was a bystander in a drive-by shooting. So sometimes it's not about you. Sometimes you have to find the opportunity to give the other person what they need, to serve. A couple days ago, I talked about the idea of treating people in such a way that if they were suicidal, that you might offer them that level of compassion. This guy giving me the mediocre massage, I don't know what was going on in his life. I could have laid there, I could have been tense, I could have not cared. A lot of things I could have done. But by the end, I felt pretty good about it. No, it wasn't the best massage I ever had, but you know what? Nothing we do is always the best. I could go do kata right now and it wouldn't be the best. I could go make breakfast, it wouldn't be the best I've ever made. I didn't have the best night's sleep last night. But I felt like from the beginning to the end of the hour, this guy and I built a little bit of a rapport. We talked about motorcycles, and he seemed to genuinely enjoy the time that we spent. And I try to do that as much as I fail. I try to do that every day. I try to get better at doing it. So don't be afraid to make it about somebody else. You don't know what they're going through. The irony is, at the end, you're probably going to be happier for it anyway. I will see you back here on Monday. Yesterday was the last day on Instagram. Tuesday will be the last day on Facebook. We're bringing this show back Monday through Friday on YouTube. This is the place where we get the best response. So this is where we're going to focus. I hope you have a great weekend. I hope you live for more than just those 2 days. And you can check out everything we make at whistlekick.com. Have a great day. Peace.